What's up, people? This is Chris Albert. Want to talk to you today about a little something called inflammation. We get a lot of different types of inflammation. No, I'm not talking about that pain you get when you're peeing. Go take some friggin' antibiotics, you freak. But we get two main types of inflammation that I really, really want to talk about. The first one is acute inflammation. Acute inflammation happens when we get an injury or after a hard workout. And this kind of inflammation is a lot more painful than the other type of inflammation we're going to talk about, which is chronic. But it is also a lot more helpful. Acute inflammation actually helps us to build muscle. It actually helps us to heal after an injury. And one of the things we do when we train, we're actually ripping our muscles apart. We're actually tearing the muscle cells down so that they can be rebuilt. And you want some inflammation there, some acute inflammation, so that the body gets signaled to heal that. And that's how muscle cells are recreated, regenerated. They're basically scabs that help cover over those tears. Acute inflammation leads to super dense muscle. Some of you who are doing Mike Rashid's overtraining program, you guys are probably getting some really good acute inflammation right now. A couple of things to note here for those of you who are experiencing pain and who are experiencing especially post-workout pain. If you are taking medications like NSAIDs, anti-inflammatory medications, I would stop because, especially if you're taking it post-workout or anything like that, that is really going to stop that acute inflammation from happening. And you're really going to be affecting your ability to build muscle post-workout. What I would recommend is at least waiting 48 hours, and if the pain doesn't go away, then you can take whatever medication you want. Be wary though, if you've done a workout that day, you're probably not going to get any gains from it if you do take NSAIDs. The other good thing you can do is a couple of supplements I'd recommend. One is, I'm going to cover the name here because I don't promote anything that, I don't know, turmeric. Turmeric contains something in it called curcumin. Curcumin is highly anti-inflammatory, and it also helps with nutrient partitioning and insulin sensitivity, that thing we've been talking about the last couple of weeks. The other thing I would take is an omega-3 supplement. I think that Mike Rashid's IX3 omega-3 is a great supplement. I would take that at least 3 hours outside of my workout, so as not to really affect any inflammation there, any acute inflammation, but as something that can help you with any kind of chronic pain. The other thing I want to talk to you about is chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is much different than acute inflammation. You don't really feel chronic inflammation until it's too late. Now, how does this stuff come up? Well, it comes up as asthma. It comes up as inflammatory bowel disease like Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis. It can come up as a celiac wheat sensitivity or anything like that. It really doesn't, it can come up as arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. These are autoimmune deficiencies whose symptoms pop their ugly heads out when you are inflamed. Chronically inflamed. Chronic inflammation, though you don't feel it right off the bat, is much worse than acute inflammation. This type of inflammation does not stop. It will keep going, and it will continue to break you down, and it will turn your own immune system against you. Now, some of you are probably saying, well, I don't have an autoimmune deficiency. Well, chances are you have some sort of autoimmune issue if you are causing chronic inflammation in your body. So how do you cause chronic inflammation in your body? Well, there's a couple of ways. One, what I've been talking about the last few weeks is developing a state of insulin resistance. When you're constantly bombarding your cells with insulin, particularly with sugar or unregulated carbohydrate intake, you are actually increasing cell inflammation. You're increasing chronic inflammation. That's going to continually break those down. The other way you do it is if you have some sort of food sensitivity that you're not paying any mind to. Say you are, your favorite protein shake tastes awesome, but it gives you gas and you're friggin' going to the toilet 20 times a day after you drink it. Well, The dumb thing to do is to keep drinking it, because that's a sign that you're creating some sort of chronic inflammation in your intestinal tract, and you're not going to be absorbing as much of your nutrition as you would be had you not been taking that type of whey protein that you're having an allergy to. So if that's happening to you, one thing you need to think about is getting yourself a protein that you're not so sensitive to. In addition to that, if you have things like a high degree of belly fat, you're probably inflamed in some way. If you're over 25-30% 25-30% body fat, then you're probably experiencing some sort of chronic inflammation problem. So ways of dealing with this types of inflammation: one, like I said, eat better. Don't friggin' constantly eat carbohydrates all day long. Eat carbohydrates when you're insulin sensitive. And you can look at my other videos if you want to check out what that is, or you can check out my ebook, Getting to Shredded. Either or is fine. The information is out there if you want it. So eating better. Two, supplementing again with turmeric and omega-3, or you can take things like magnesium, which will definitely help with inflammation and insulin sensitivity, and vitamin D. All of us are super deficient in vitamin D. I recommend probably taking 2,000 to 4,000 IUs a day, depending on what's in your multivitamin. You'll have to see that and figure out your own recommended daily dosage. Other ways that we can do this: drinking tons of water. Drinking a lot of water. Most of you do not drink enough water. Most of you neglect water. The issue there is that if your cells are dehydrated, you're not going to be, one, partitioning your nutrients correctly. You can develop a state of insulin resistance from constant dehydration, and chronic dehydration can keep your cells from rebuilding. You're also limiting the amount of growth hormone that your body puts out, which will also help you recover from workouts. And if you're not recovering from workouts, you can develop some chronic inflammation. That's all I got for today. Like I said, if you want to check me out on Instagram, you can hit me up at Getting to Shredded. I'll put the link down below. And you can also ask me questions at gettingtoshredded@gmail.com. Or if you're interested, check out my ebook at www.gettingtoshredded.com. I'll also put the link down below. So have a good day.